postseason play.
It is. Our Carson Gordy followed the Fighting Illini all the way to Indy to get a glimpse of their first postseason matchup.
Carson, what do we know?
And I will clarify, this is not the NCAA tournament. This is the perfect appetizer of the Big Ten tournament. This is going to be the last shot for Illinois to build up some quality wins before Selection Sunday, and we're just 10 minutes away from Illinois taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Illinois is a heavy favorite tonight, and if they win, they'll be taking on the Maryland Terrapins in the quarterfinal. Iowa and Illinois, they actually just played 2 weeks ago. Illinois dominated them by 20 points. That was the win that sparked Illinois' late season surge. Remember, a couple weeks ago, there's people concerned that Illinois was maybe going to miss the NCAA tournament. Those concerns are out the door. And after weeks of injury and illness and Thomas Ivicic missing games because of mono, Illinois has a full, healthy roster for the first time in 2 months. Perfect time with postseason play right here. I'm Carson Gordy.
Sponsored by Route 66 Solar and Roofs.
We start sports this evening outside the State Farm Center, as today throughout the day in Champaign is the high school boys basketball state semifinals. Classes 1A through 3A today, and now we only had 2 teams locally make it this far. First of all, St. Anthony, they had the first game of the day, and Glenwood, the Titans, they have the final game of the night. Now in that first game, St. Anthony, they took on Chicago Hope Academy and would struggle a bit early on. Hope Academy keeping the Bulldogs scoreless in the first quarter before closing the half with a monster full-court buzzer beater from Taiwan Hunter. Now, St. Anthony showed some fight in the second half, a few and ones, but would ultimately fall short. The final score in that contest, 56-50. So St. Anthony will be in the third place game tomorrow morning, again at 9:30 a.m., and they'll be up against Peoria Christian. And now tonight, it'll be followed up here by the Titans in Glenwood. They take to the hardwood at roughly 8:15 p.m., barring any delays. And the foe for Glenwood will be DePaul College Prep, the reigning Class 3A champions. So I'll be here throughout the rest of the night. I'll have you covered on all things Glenwood Titans, so make sure to check back in for that later on tonight. And for now, I send it over to Indy, to Carson Gordy, who has everything Illini.
Thank you, Sammy. Big Ten tournament's always the great appetizer to the NCAA tournament. This is the last weekend where Illinois, they have a chance to rack up some really good wins and impress that selection committee. Illinois currently taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's just about to be halftime. It's a barn burner. 49-42, Illinois leading. Ivicic popping threes. Will Riley driving to the rim. And Illinois looking good right now. And if they win tonight, if they can hold on, they'll be taking on the Maryland Terrapins for the quarterfinals on Friday. And here's Illinois' resume for the NCAA tournament. It's a mixed bag. They have some really good wins over Wisconsin and Purdue, but tough losses to Nebraska and USC. It's what's holding them down to that 6th line. But Illinois, if they win this Big Ten tournament or go on a deep run, they could shoot up for sure. And finally, in America, obviously postseason play in March is a cultural phenomenon, but with Illinois having a ton of international players, this is kind of new to them.
Not really, honestly. Like, we didn't really get the channel in Canada, so I didn't really watch it too much.
That's unfortunate growing up without the NCAA tournament, but that's okay. Illinois, they will be playing it in a couple days, and we will bring you the coverage of this Illinois versus Iowa game later tonight. I'm Carson Gordy. Take care.
A Sports Desk, sponsored by Route 66 Solar and Roofs.
Hey everybody, it's Carson Gordy here in Indianapolis for the Big Ten tournament. The Illinois Fighting Illini starting their quest of trying to win back-to-back conference tournament championships. Let's get to the highlights. Illinois was a heavy favorite taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes today. And like those usual matchups, it was an offensive shootout. The 7-foot center, Thomas Ivicic, able to add some spice from the three-point line. But the Hawkeyes, they kept up early, finishing the first half with an eye-popping 61% efficiency and 45 points. But the second half, Illinois, they overwhelmed the Hawkeyes. Down low and also from outside, and Iowa's head coach Fran McCaffrey even got ejected in the second half. Illinois, they're getting healthy at the right time. And Brad Underwood all year, he's always had big goals. He's been vocal. He wants to make a Final Four in San Antonio. Trey White and I talked about those goals.
About preseason Final Four, San Antonio. He has a lot of confidence. Is he still talking like that?
Man, what? He's been talking like that since the summer, through the ups, through the downs, through the losing streak, through the win streaks. That's Coach Brad for sure, and it just lights a fire onto this.
Do you like that as a player?
I love that. Whenever you have a coach like that who's on you good or bad, it's out of love.
Up next for Illinois is Maryland tomorrow night in the quarterfinals. I hate to say it, but the Terrapins in recent years, they've dominated Illinois. They just played in January. Illinois lost them by 21 points. Tomas Ivicic didn't play that game, so Maryland had a good day down low. But Brad Underwood, he did call that the worst butt whooping they took in years.
Yeah, it'd be a different challenge, but our health is the big thing, and we got in foul trouble in that first game, and I mean we had some pretty small guys trying to guard those guys in post-ups.
The last chance before the NCAA tournament to rack up some good wins: Purdue, Maryland, Michigan State. These are potential quad 1 wins for Illinois, which could shoot them up, the NCAA tournament bracket. Right now projected 6th seed. If they win a lot of games, they can keep shooting up. And we're switching gears over to high school boys basketball playoffs. We have the semifinals today. And Glenwood taking on DePaul. Game started later than expected for our Sammy St. Jean. He's still there and sent over some highlights. The Titans making their first Final Four in school history. The first half, it felt like a pitcher's duel, with the Titans able to find some success inside, but Chicago Prep holding the lead after halftime and adding some padding. The Titans fighting back in Champaign, but right now they are trailing by double digits in the fourth quarter. You can follow our website for the full highlights and post-game reactions. And switching over to St. Anthony, the other Central Illinois squad that made the Final Four, they put up a valiant fight in the second half, but they did fall to Chicago Hope Academy 56-50. They too, just like Glenwood, will be playing in a third-place game tomorrow. And we just want to say congratulations on great seasons to both of those Central Illinois programs. I'm Carson Gordy. Take care. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to watch more videos from News Channel 20.